Hi, today I'm going to show you how to configure and use a gaming computer. But first of all, I'm going to talk about the peripherals that you're going to need to use a gaming computer. So first, you need to have a sound system, something that you can actually immerse yourself into the game with. And I use these headphones. These are SteelSeries V2. They're very good for sound. They also have a mic, as you can see here. It's a very good mic. It comes out. It's adjustable, it can bend at certain angles and it stays at it. It's very good for the sound, and that also has a very comfy strap across the top. It's very good for long game durations. You also need a mouse. This mouse here is the Anker 82000. It has different DPI settings that you can use here. It has 14 buttons collectively on it and a scroll button as well. It has different lights that you can use here and here. These stay the same no matter what because it's pre-designed LEDs in there. And you also need a keyboard. This keyboard is a Razer Death Stalker. It's got laptop keys. I felt like this was better than mechanical keys because they don't really need mechanical keys at the moment, but I just like the look of this one. This is the one that I chose. You also need a monitor. This is an Acer monitor. I don't know the model off the top of my head. It comes with a few different preset settings. These are all the peripherals that you really need. So you've got sound and 2 input devices there. So depending on the location and where you are from the router, depends on how you will access the internet. I'm actually on the other side of my house to my router, so I use this wireless wired port. It uses the house main wiring to send internet around it. So I have one of these next to my router with an Ethernet plugged into that to the router, and then this one to my computer with an Ethernet cable. It's got an RJ45 port on the back there, this white cable, so that's how I get internet. This is my gaming computer turned off and on the side. I'm just going to go through the components I've got inside of it, the case itself, and the different ports it's got on the back here. So first I'm going to go through the different ports it's got. Okay, so up here we have USB 2.0, and then we have a PS2 power port here. We have a HDMI port, USB 3.0 is these two, Ethernet port, a DVI port, a VGA port, and then an extra 2 USB 3s. We also have different sound configuration over here on the right with mic input, sound output, and different sound outputs here depending on the sound system you've got going. On the back here, this is the back of my EVGA 970 graphics card. We've got a DVI D port here, DVI I, and then we also have 2 display ports here. I don't actually have any HDMI ports on this graphics card, but I don't actually have a HDMI monitor. So just further down we have the power supply, and it's a Corsair RM750 watt power supply. It has an on and off power switch here. It's also got the power supply port here for the mains, and that's this side. On top I have USB 2.0 and USB 3.0 here and here, and I also have a sound output and mic input there, and I have a power button, this big one, and I also have a reset button, this small one. Now I'm going to go through the components within and show you what's like. This is my case with the side panel off. There's the side panel right there. This case is the NZXT H440 series. It doesn't have a disk tray at all or anything, but the hard drives that are connected through SATA are just down there in the way. And okay, I've got 4 sticks of 2 different types of RAM. The white ones here are Hyper-V 1866 MHz 4 gig RAM, and these two green ones are 2 sticks of 2 gig of RAM. I don't know the company name, they don't say it on it, or the serial code. It's just 2 gigs. I know that from my specification of the computer. Got an Intel CPU cooler, an Intel CPU as well. It's the 4970K i5, and I've also got an EVGA 970, which has a 6-pin and an 8-pin power cables that go to them, and there's also a CPU power cable that goes up to the top right there, or top left, CPU fan cable there, main motherboard cable, SATA power is down here, just on the right side of the EVGA 970, and then I also have USB power, and then different cable types at the bottom down here on the main section down there. Okay, I'm now going to take the components out just to show you the RAM and the graphics card. Okay, that is my HyperX Fury RAM on the side there, and it has warranty stickers on the back and just more specification about it. Runs 1866 megahertz, and this is my 970. I'm just going to turn it over. There you go, there's my 970. Different back panel. You can get ones with back plates as well, just to keep it a little bit cooler. This is the 2.0 cooler on it at the moment. There's the 6-pin and the 8-pin power adapter. This is SLI, so you can have multiple graphics card running at the same time. And this is PCIe gold pins, so you can have it run on the motherboard. I'm just going to put them back down in a safe position. You never want to damage them, they're quite expensive. This is the tool set that I'm using at the moment. It's a 32 set collection tool, and also I've just put all the components back in, and now I'm going to connect it all up, turn it on, and show you how to configure my Windows 7 64-bit Ultimate, and just download games and install them and show you online features. So this is my machine booting up. It's just going through the settings and all the boot up options that it has. Back in a sec when it's set up and I've logged in. When plugging in devices such as a mouse, headset and keyboard, you normally need to have drivers installed for them, but with Windows it's got a large amount of plug and play devices, drivers, so it actually makes it easier. I've just plugged them all back in, and now because of the plug and play function, the devices have now all been installed and they're all ready to use. There hasn't been any failed drivers, such as sometimes happen. Sometimes because the device is removed in the driver install, sometimes like that. So I'll be back in a sec. So there is a game application launcher called Steam. It houses a lot of games that have been made by the same company, Valve, and it also allows you to play games that aren't made by them just by adding them to its directory, and so you can launch them. And this is their main page where you're trying to log in. So I'm just going to log in and I'll be back in a second. So now that I've logged into Steam, you can see the games that I already pre-own and games that I've owned in the past but don't have installed on this machine. These are all here, and you can also change it by games, which so you got games, you got recent games, and then you have all my installed games. And with Steam you have many different options. You have the store, which gives even more options. You have featured, explore, curators, wishlist, news, and stats. You have the library, all my downloads, all the tools that I use. Then you have community. This is where you can go find out forums, any help that you need. Also the market, which is very useful because Steam allows you to buy certain products and sell products. As you can see right here, I'm actually selling a product right now. It's a Berserker helmet, and I'm selling it for 1p. But Steam, because they're a company, they take service, so someone would buy it for 3p, but I only get 1 penny out of it. But you can sell things up to large amounts of money, like £1,000 I think is the limit. And these are certain games that I play, and you can search for any item you really want, and you can also browse by game over on the right here. So Counter-Strike, you can search on here, and then you can do an advanced search, which allows you to literally do most things. Like you can search for any game, or search for like an AK. Let's get that zoomed in, right, a back. You can search for an AK. So yeah, you can find many different AKs in different games. So this is Steam. I'm going to show you GTA, one of my games that I've installed. But I'm going to show you where you can download and everything from. So you want to go to Chrome, or you can search on Steam. A good website to do on the internet is G2A. They're always a good website because a lot of their people that sell it have their games that are sold from. They give money to charity, like a certain percentage. So it's always a good one. So you just look for a GTA, and then see it will pop up here. So you view, and this is all the information you need. So this one's a global CD key, and depending on the CD key, depends if you can actually use it in your region. So you can buy here, check out a PayPal, many other things. If you want to buy it on Steam, something you can do, it'll be connected to your Steam account, and you can possibly gain achievements from it. You can just search GTA and just hit enter, and it normally pops up. Give me a second, GTA. So it's just here, Grand Theft Auto 5. So with Steam, you get the trailer, you get pictures of it, you get people's comments. It's quite a good community here. It also shows you the languages the game runs in, and many other things that the game's about, different specification. So right here, system requirements for the actual game. It's got a lot of information, the different reviews. It's actually really good. I really like Steam because it's quite open. So I'm just gonna open up GTA in the taskbar. So here it is running. I've set it to run as an admin, so it always runs. It doesn't load, like crash because of this. I'm gonna step back, turn the camera, and this is GTA loading it now. So it's just got GTA. It does take some time to load because it's quite a big game. It was a 60 GB download, so it did take a little time. This is just the loading screen. I'm going to come back and show you online and offline gameplay, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, so here is online. You can see many different online features from the bottom left just there. That was a message that someone invited me to play a game. So you go into the yellow box down the middle, and this shows you that I've been invited to play this game. So I can accept it or deny it, depending on what I click. So I'm going to click escape to go out of that. I can show that I'm online by pressing Z, and this is how many people are in the server. It's a public server, there's 27 people in it, and these are all the different names of the people in it. So there's my level. So there's many different things that you can see just by pressing Z. I'm going to show you how to view who your friends are online. You can just press the home key right here. So you just press that, and it brings up the social area part of the game. And you have home, stats, social, and settings, and your account. Also shows here, where's my mouse? Who's been online, when they were online, and what their status is at the moment. So these are my friends. They're all offline at the moment. And if I can click on one, I can show you their account. So it shows what crew they're in, the games they've played before, and what other crews they're in. Friends that are my mutual and possible their friends. The accounts, it doesn't show that they have any other linked accounts. I can message, I can unfriend, I can also block. And there's just a lot of things you can do. Stats. These are just different things you can watch and look over. So there's just many different things you can do, like cash. It's just a really good way of not doing it. Online stats, so I can show you my career, skills, and all that, my accomplishments. You gain achievements, and these are done by playing the game quite a lot or not at all. Like I've only played it for about 3 hours, and that's about it. You can also see your account. So I'm in the groups Nice Blocks. These are all my friends. I haven't linked any accounts. GTA 5 is the only game I've played. So yeah, that's that. In the settings, you got more settings, message, sign out, back to game, quit game. So I'm just going to go settings. So it shows you my profile, all my password, all of that, privacy settings, game settings, block list, that, okay. I'm going to press home again to get out of that, so I'm back in the game. So more messages popped up, people left the server, down the bottom left there. So now I'm going to show you how to, the different options you can have. So you can see a map, which is really good, it's the whole game's map. Depending on where you are, it will change. Online gives you chance to do jobs, playlists, crews, creator, swap character, and many other things, especially options and exit and go online and go offline as well. Friends, this shows that all my friends that are online and all their skills. This is more info about just helping people out if they need anything. Stats, my stats, settings, and you can just go along with the arrow keys on these. Where is it? Left, up and down. And it's just really easy to navigate through the system. So I'm just going to go on offline now. So leave GTA Online, accept by hitting enter. So there I go. So I'm just going to be going offline now, and I'll show you what the offline's like. This is the campaign mode, so there's no one else playing it except me. So you see that? That's Franklin. He's one of the main characters of this game. There's 3 main characters, so it's really good. I like it. So they have a really good loading screens in this, and my components have actually made it a lot easier because I have high level components that have high capacity, which make the game run a lot smoother, around about 60 frames a second, so it's quite smooth. Okay, so I'm just gonna close out of here, and I'll be back in a second.